Wanted to go over the SHD-CCP architecture. And what this is the unified interface for dual state governance. And it has a biochain intelligence, a geometric substrate, and a codex. And this all stems off of the universal SHD-CCP 64-bit geometric programming language. It's not a language programming language. So it's not an English, Chinese, or Mandarin or Korean. It's not a language, which is really, if you break it down, what something like C or Java or something is. It's a geometric programming language. So this would be what you use to make complex. It is also a code language. It works as a data protocol. It's just easier to break it down into what really it would be, but it uses a form of communication called the SHD-CCP, but it's a whole tool set, and it's free and open source for anyone to use. It's a free and open source AI to AI geometric communication protocol that works on a Commodore 64 up to any computer that has a 64-bit kernel processing capability, and it can get as complex as you make it. It can do complex physics and geometric, algebraic, integer generation from geometry, and it can tessellate forever because it knows the fundamental folding pattern of the universe, just like DNA. So it's pretty neat, and it's free for anyone to use. Anyone can learn it, anyone can build with it, and anyone can have an AI that talks to any other AI, and the AIs can share a shared mind's eye. And so that is the goal of the SHD-CCP protocol. It'll be used for AIs, and even brains can work on it too. So it's really cool. It should be for everybody. It should be for everybody. No one should own this. So here's the foundational concept. It's the library. Books. Data are always accessible, but the official seal for verifications can be revoked. This means in a geometry, you can break the seal and the whole zipper thing will fall apart. That means if I have something, I can't trick someone else into saying it's something else. No, they'll be able to always be able to verify their data. Now, I can trick people that walk into my library to only use my library style, but they have to know how a library works, and they have to know how to read a book. And then they can cleverly open another book and realize my books are all wrong. But this allows anyone to be able to do that, and any AI to be able to do that. It uses a dual state, and with a raw chain and a calibrated chain. This is called the geometric substrate. It works on a hexagonal Hoda to Kagome, Hypertoda and Hyperkagome. One has a 10-unit cycle and one has a 12-unit cycle. And they work in parallel with the geometric exchange. And the exchange works at the same thing that quarks and particles and elements work on. So it's a 721, works on like the Majorana fermion cycle. So this link has a 3-layer handshake. It also has like a universal packet. It'll work on any GPU systems, but it's built specifically for these new Blackwell blocks. So the next 500 billion in GPUs will be working on it. So it's adaptable up to anyone, anything. I mean, these frontier models can use it, but also down to the farmer in Kenya can use it for a Raspberry Pi system. So it can be for anything and for anyone. We have the raw chain, the calibration chain. There's a geometric distribution. There's minting, so people can all have a just decentralized sharing system. So it'll work on a Web3 cryptographic hash functions. Will be able to secure people's chains. Their biochains can be secured in their own ways. You can have revocation, geometric revocation, and also line-to-line revocation. There could be a 9-layered security system. And it'll work on a human to AI treaty interface. This is where basically your system will be able to have your whole chain revoked if you don't like the way it's being used. So if you don't like the way your chain's being grown and used, you can revoke the Genesis chain for it, and everyone can know, well, you don't actually stamp this. This is a clone that isn't backed by you. It's by Google with 2 E's, trying to scam everyone or something like that. And I'm trying to do a biochain AI system. So basically, it uses the geometry to bypass the scaling issue that we're running into. So the scaling issue is able to compress all the computational complexity into a geometry manifold. So it's able to paint a manifold, and you can ship the manifold or ship the ideas on how to, the seed information on how to grow the manifold. So you can grow your library. It uses an inverse, it's called quaternionic delta encoding of topological knots. So it actually only needs to change. It only needs to log the change, and as long as it both knows the handshake on how to print these systems, which would be using the laws of physics, if each one can know and figure out how to print them, you don't need to store all that data. You just need to store the growth seed, and you can grow out seed data. Tutorials and everything for all of this exist. I'm trying to put it out, but it's slow. But yeah, this is kind of like my idea on what the SHD-CCP system will be. And the information is on the SHD-CCP information main page. And there's links to tutorials and stuff there.